Alright, let's go forward here. Because now you actually have to manage your mana. Oh shit. Yep, here comes the first death. Let me just let me do a save. Just in case. Yeah. Definitely gonna die. Take the health off of him. Kill him. Okay, my stamina's low too. Start stealing some health back. How many are there? Unless it's just crabs coming after me too, which I think there is actually. Come on, really, crab? Take some of your health though. Is that another one? Hiding somewhere? Was that a fish? Take it though. How much health does the salmon meat do? I'm assuming the food would be different as well. Right? Increases your carrying capacity permanently. What? Seriously? Okay. Take that. Unless I wasn't supposed to eat that. But increases mana regeneration by 25, 480 seconds. Increase. Yeah, out of combat. Okay, so I can't eat while in combat. To gain health back. Okay. Now that I know that, that's nice to know. We'll take one of the Magicka ones. We'll see how well it is. Okay, now I'm out of combat. Okay, let's take the mana one. See how fast that regenerates. Okay, that regenerates about as much as the regular game's regeneration. So that's good to know. What's in this little pond? Anything? Now I'm going to be looking around to pick shit up every 2 seconds for like health and everything. Because I'm going to actually need it. I hear the Vern root thing. I wonder if there's going to be a quest to collect them, like in Oblivion, in Skyrim. I sure hope so. So we're heading up to like a house, I guess? Oh my god. That fucking scared me. I didn't even realize what the hell that was. You were ugly as hell. Hell, not really. Now that I get closer, kind of cute. Except for the scaly old man face. But I mean, you know, if you had a better complexion, it'd be way cuter. Answers marked with that carry the story forward. Okay, I was wondering what that was.
Now would you look at that? I knew I'd seen someone scrambling in the mountains. What brings you here, my sir?
It's a long story. Why am I here? And who are you?
Who am I? Findelires, apothecarius by my path. Pleased to meet you. And you are at Sun Coast, in the south of Enderal. Where are you from? But wait, don't tell me. I know that accent. Nerim, isn't it?
There we go. Everything's locked up. At least for the night we should. Wait a second. Who's that?
Just an adventurer on his way. No reason to worry.
No reason to worry? For heck's sake, Finn. How do you know that this guy isn't with the bandits? You said you'd call me if anyone showed up. And now you're standing here, having a chat with him as if this were the bathing house of Ark.
Lo and behold, we are still alive. Now, is there anything else, Carbos?
I've got my eye on you. Touch any of our stuff, and you'll regret it.
Oh, I'm so scared.
May I present Carbos, as he lives and breathes. In any case, if you don't need any more help, I'd suggest you move on. Follow the way east behind the dam house. It'll lead you to a village called Riverville. Ah, here, take this. Truth be told, you don't look so healthy. Your eyes... well, whatever.
What are you gonna say about my eyes, huh?
There's something peculiar about you. I don't know how else to say it. I would examine you myself, but we don't have
No,
the
thank
right
you.
equipment with us. So if I were you, I'd ask a priest in Riverville to have a look at you. Who knows? Maybe you caught something in that temple.
Alright. Can I trade some good with you? I found some things in the ruins. Can you tell me more about this region? Said you were apothecarius. By my path, what do you mean? By my path. Okay, let's see if we can trade with him.
Yeah, why not? Show me what you've got. Maybe I have some things you can use.
Okay, barter, selecting E, yes, yes. Okay, what's he have on him? Not much, really. Crusty bread. Saturates. Wow, okay. So food really is, like, a big part of this. So I can probably get rid of something crappy that I'm not going to use. Like my old robes or something. Does he have... He does have some gold on him, so I might... Yeah, I might sell these. I mean, I'll just get rid of that anyways, so... There we go. I think I'm going to keep everything else for now, until I figure out more of what... I can get rid of this, though. I don't actually need it, because I already... you know. What should we do now? I already learned it. We should do the first knowledge one. Can you tell me more about this region?
Well, what can I tell you? This is the Sun Coast, in the south of Enderal. A pretty peaceful area, except for all the animals and bandits that have recently started going crazy. And, well, that's pretty much it. I think you should ask the people in Riverville if you want to know more. They certainly have some stories to tell.
Alright. I see. And are there places that might be of interest to an adventurer like me?
To an adventurer? If you ask me, what you need before you adventure anywhere is some good old-fashioned shut-eye. But yes, there are some places. The Three River Watch, for example, right there below the stone arch. It was once an old trading post, but now it's full of shady characters. Ah, and there's also a big Pyrian ruin south of it.
Okay. Thank you for that. You said you were apothecaries. By my path? What do you mean by my path?
By the Black Guardian. You really are an outlander, aren't you? My path is... well, it's just me path. My role designated to me by Malthus. A kind of calling, if you will.
Okay. A role designated by Malthus? You mean the gods assign your professions to you? That's kind of weird.
Not exactly. Malthus designates our place in society. Generally the same one our fathers and forefathers occupied. I walk the path of the erudites. And there's also the manufacturers, the sublimes, and, of course, the pathless. Within these roles, we are free to choose a profession, but certain vocations that are available to an erudite are not permitted to a manufacturer, which is one path below. However, below does not mean that it is in any way inferior. Everyone on Enderal does what they do best, and who would know better than the gods what exactly that is?
Okay. But aren't you frustrated by being bound to that path? Don't you want to advance? I don't think he really cares about that. Let's say, yeah, that's an interesting thought.
Well, I didn't come up with it.
And that's it for now. Thanks for your help.
Don't mention it. I wish you a quick recovery and safe roads. Walk blessed.
Thank you.
Carbos, do we need this tomorrow? Or can I clean all the tools?
Places, Finn, I'm playing. Don't bother me.
I guess that means
What's
no.
that? Oh, I have that already. Oh, jeez. The hell is that? Okay, talk to him about the fever now.
By the righteous path. What happened to you? You look as if you've met the Black Guardian himself.
Yeah, suddenly had this kind of fever. Do you have any idea what it could be?
Fever? Well, there could be many causes. Wait a moment. I think I still have some grunt root. That should be enough to ease your pain, at least for now. Take a seat at the fire. The warmth might help you.
Alright,
So
thank
now
you.
We're brewing potions for complete strangers.
Well, if the strangers are about to die of fever, then yes. There was that oath we swore once, remember? To help the afflicted, to...
Whatever.
Thank you. Gruntrudes, Gruntrudes. Ah, here we go.
Oh, you gotta make it first? Alright, then I'll wait, you know. Not dying or anything.
So, let's see. Sheer cup, some water. Ha! Done. I can't make any promises, but...
Finn! The still!
Explode.
They've hit me.
Do something, damn it! Do something! Oh, no. Oh, sod it.
Do I really have to watch every step you take? That was a fucking close call.
Hey, I'm sorry, all right. We'll pick up a new one in Ark.
Yeah, and you're paying for it. Here I thought this bloody day couldn't get any worse.
This day isn't getting any better. Here, drink this. It'll help you.
Uncork bottle, drink potion.
See? You already look a lot better. Still, you should let a priest take a look at that fever as soon as possible. The grunt root potion will wane in a few days.
Alright, thanks. So what about... Yeah, what in the blazes just happened here? Yeah, seriously, what the fuck just happened?
What? You mean the still? Bad quality. And too much heat, I'd wager. But, whatever will be, will be.
But the explosion, the voices, they were yours.
Explosion? I'm not sure I follow.
Oh, that'd be great, wouldn't it? Finn Dalaris. Died in 8234. Cause of death, exploding still.
Ha ha. Look, I really don't know what you're talking about. Maybe...
Wait a second. What was that?
Can I see, like, into the
Sworn
future or
there's
something?
moving over there.
That's pretty cool.
Oh shit!
What the? Carbos!
They've hit me, Finn. Those bastards. They've hit me.
Carbos! Do something, damn it! Do something!
Oh, jeez. Holy shit. Completed a new land.
Now would you look at that? Our mysterious survivor has awoken.
Where am I? And who are you? Can I, like, get 5 minutes without getting attacked every 2 seconds, or blown up, or getting thrown in the water?
Jaspar Matumiel Delveric. Jaspar for short. And you, my friend, are in my very own campsite. And before you ask, yes, the bandits killed both of the apothecary. The only reason you're still alive is that the impact of the explosion threw you right into a thicket. Luckily enough, most of your injuries are only superficial, and I've already taken care of them. Your fever, though, is an entirely different story.
My fever? Yeah, do you know anything about that?
Yep, quite a lot, actually. You're suffering from first-degree Arcanist's fever. I'm quite surprised that the old apothecarius didn't see that, to be honest. You're suddenly capable of doing things you previously knew only from the bard songs, right? And you're feeling unusually strong and dizzy at the same time? While drinking herbal potions leaves a, well, kind of a bitter feeling in your head?
It does, yes. Then this Arcanist fever is responsible for these, magic I can suddenly do?
Yep. Your magical talent has broken free inside you. I don't have any myself, but I've worked together with enough Arcanists and other signs. Simply put, what's happening is that your body can't cope with the magic. This isn't much of a problem at first, but if you don't do anything about it within the next couple of months, you'll find yourself running through the heartland naked, throwing fireballs at everything that moves.
Okay.
You'll lose your mind, to speak plain and all.
But the fever can be treated, right?
Yes, of course. though someone who's magically gifted will always react differently to certain situations than someone who isn't. As I said, some herbs will always worsen your fever, as will magically contaminated areas.
Okay, and what about these visions I get, though?
Visions?
Well, that's kind of what I call them. I had these kind of premonitions of things which are about to happen. Are they also a side effect of the fever?
No. Well, none that I know of. The only visions I ever had were those that come along with a good pipe of peace weed. You know what? Someone has to take care of your fever. And as it happens, I know someone who could. But in return, I want you to tell me everything.
Okay.
How did you get here? And what did you do in that temple? And what exactly did you see in those visions? I can't put my finger on it, but there's something strange about you. And that makes me curious. So, healing for information. What do you say?
Healing information agreed. Tell him everything that happened.
Then shoot. I'm eager to listen. I understand. My condolences for your loss. So that means you somehow survived this execution. And before you got washed ashore, you had this, this dream? In which you saw burnt bodies and a blinding light.
Yes, but it wasn't just a dream. It was more like a memory. The temple I saw in it was exactly the same as the one in the valley. Do you know what I mean?
I hope so. So your magical outburst didn't happen slowly as it usually does, but all of a sudden after this near-death experience. And with it came these visions.
Yes.
Interesting. I guess you know how absurd all this must sound, but somehow I believe you. Heck knows why, but I do. So, that means I'll introduce you to my employer. If anyone can help you, it's him. There is, however, one thing with which I could use a hand. The sooner we get that done, the sooner we can start our journey to Ark.
Okay. Ark is probably the place, where everybody goes to, so I'll say, yeah, I'll help you.
Splendid. There are some things that need some explanation before we can get started, however. Where should I start? I take it you've noticed that in the past 2.5 years, this world has fallen into political chaos, right? Civil wars, usurpers everywhere, you name it. And even though Enderal isn't directly affected by these wars going on everywhere, there are strange things happening here too. Take the Woodsers, for example. There have been an unusual number of reports of wanderers being attacked by them in the open, which has never happened before. And the same goes for the Lost Ones, the living dead. Until 2 years ago, they were a rather rare magical phenomenon. But now every other corpse not properly cremated starts walking again as if it were the most natural thing to do. The strangest thing, however, is what they call the Red Madness.
Okay, do you think this chaos could be in any way related to the rumors about the Lightborn's deaths? Everyone in Nerim talks about them. The Red Madness?
Yeah. It's some kind of mental illness that makes people lose their minds. Just a couple of weeks ago, for instance, there was a smith in Ark who slaughtered his entire family. He was drunk, but that doesn't explain why he screamed things like, "Fear the light," while he was doing it. Or a young noblewoman who killed herself by setting her family estate on fire for no apparent reason. Now, you might say that these kinds of things happen, but by now there have been more than a dozen of them. That and the fact that the possessed's eyes glow red shortly before and during their deed has made people call it the Red Madness. And just 3 days ago it happened again. Only this time it was a magister from within the Holy Order itself.
A magister?
Right, you're not from here. A magister is a kind of sage from the Holy Order who teaches the young novices who are aspiring to become keepers or arcanists. Yarrow was his name, a man who had more than 60 winners on his back.
What did he do?
He killed 15 novices and himself. According to the only eyewitness to survive, he entered the teaching room as usual to give a lecture on alchemy. But instead, he gave a strange speech in which he explained that humanity is corrupt, void, as he put it. And his eyes started glowing, he locked the door, and, well, he tore himself apart with a magical explosion. You can imagine the kind of uproar that caused.
So what's your role on this? You said you work for the Order, but I take it you're no monk?
Well, I'm not exactly one for vows and austerity, so no, I'm no keeper. I guess you could say my specialty is recovering things that have been lost. Treasures, tomes, memories, and the like. And the Order hired me to do exactly that. They want to know how a highly intelligent man like Yarrow could fall victim to the Red Madness. And also if there's a discernible pattern to how this malady, or whatever it is, chooses its victims.
In other words, you're searching for his motives. How could I help you with that? I don't know anything about this hero. Yarrow.
True, but that's irrelevant. Yarrow grew up in a small village named Riverville, which isn't far from here. And according to some of the other wardens, he visited this area quite often after his partner's death. So it's quite possible we could find some clues around here. Shards of his past, if you like. I've already searched most of the area, but a second pair of eyes wouldn't hurt. What do you think?
Sounds like a plan. Where do I start?
Well, for starters, I need you to travel to Riverville and talk to an old man named Alfred. He was a childhood friend of Yarrow's, and he might be able to tell us something worthwhile. Secondly, a boy from the village told me that he saw Yarrow throw something into the water near a cliff to the east. Go there and see if you can find whatever it was he wanted to get rid of. I myself will have a look at the house Yarrow grew up in. Here, this is a map of the region. The blue dot over here is Yarrow's old house. And at the risk of sounding heartless, you should head back to the apothecary's camp. Maybe the bandits left behind some equipment. If there's nothing else, I'd say off we go. Let's shed some light on this Yarrow and his motivations. Meet me at his old house when you're ready. I'll be waiting there.
Question judged marked by 1 or more stars to indicate difficulty of said quest. Okay, wow. At the same time, the level you should have for the quest. Wow, alright.